Okay, here we are back in Octopath Traveler, and before we commence Cyrus Chapter 3, it's time for everyone's favorite. That's right, you guessed it, senseless violence! So I don't know how many of these people I've beat down, but I'm going to clear out this town of Noble Court. Apparently I didn't beat this guy down, or he died during using one of the two. So swords are not his weakness.
Now then!
Found one at least.
Salvage!
In case you're wondering, no, I don't take him seriously.
Salvage!
Okay, I only have access to the one.
Too slow! Salvage!
So I was kind of hoping that would expire and I'd get a chance just to hit him, but hey, if he wants to do it this way, his funeral.
Salvage! Out of my way! With each
That was painfully
I
awkward.
grow stronger.
At least I got an herb. It'd be nice if I could give it to him to wake him up and then beat him down again.
Ugh.
Are you a thief or something? Please try to behave yourself here. I should actually go grab Therion. A scholar of military history and stratagems who is extremely protective of his work. He refused to leave his home unless absolutely necessary. Naturally, that means he has no students to whom he can pass on his wisdom. He's only 22. What wisdom does he have? I should beat him down too. Maybe. But the rematch everyone's been waiting for. Ulbrich versus Granny. So last time this ended pretty badly.
Let us fight with honor. The battle is truly joyous.
I was hoping she was using an axe, but I guess I'll just exploit the spear. So right there was the hard part, because she packs a lot of magic damage. Okay, that's actually a good sign. So far, so good.
The battle is truly joyous.
Okay, Granny, catch. And you know,
The battle is truly joyous.
this one's gonna hurt. Take this, you old bag.
Upon thee.
That was so satisfying.
Thrill of the fight.
So what did I get for doing that? Wow. So yeah, I need Therion. Oh man, that was awesome. I don't know how much HP she has, but clearly not enough to survive that. So I'm actually gonna grab Tressa too. We're gonna keep Ulbrich just in case they stood back up. Oh man, that's already setting this video off on the right foot. You cannot top that one. Seeing that old bag get vaporized. Sorry to any elderly people out there who may take offense, but just remember that old bag and I have a score that has just been settled. So he has an olive bloom, curious bloom, mysterious seed. Well, so much for your wisdom, buddy. 10,000 leaves. So I guess I can afford to stay at the inn with that, can't I? I have no excuse to not heal Ulbrich properly, I guess. I don't know. The other thing to keep in mind is you do get the full heal if you level up, so if you want to really be cheap, he needs 1,000. So we're gonna be cheap. Ah, he doesn't actually have it. So the regen is the dancer. He looks ridiculous there, man. And here's second wind. So, in case you're wondering what setup I was using to take down the old lady, I have to set him up here again anyway. So I'm going to retire the surpassing power because I can't really use it at that point. And then equipment-wise, he was using Carnage Blade, Miguel's Spear, Hill Cleaver, and Adamantine Bow. But yeah, with that out of the way, we need to grab Honnet and Cyrus. And it's time, you guessed it, for the final Chapter 3. So I was planning to actually do the Gravekeeper thing here, since I have business here, obviously. And then hopefully this shows you it's the first time I actually brought Cyrus here, because the prompt showed up. And we're just going to charge right in. You make your way to Stoneguard after learning that the original copy of the tome you seek might be there, but you can't help but feel that someone's been watching you. Continue the tale. So just keep in mind, once this is done, we are 3/4 of the way done, almost. The story so far. In Quarry Crest, Cyrus used his powers of deduction to get to the bottom of a series of kidnappings, perpetrated by the depraved scholar Gideon, who was harvesting the villagers' blood for his dark research. It was in Gideon's sickening laboratory that Cyrus discovered it. A translated copy of From the Far Reaches of Hell. Though the history of the dark arts intrigued him, he could not sit idly by while his peers used knowledge for evil. And so Cyrus came to Stoneguard, where the tome was bound. Would he find answers here, or only more dreadful questions? Stoneguard at last. A sprawling city if I ever saw one. Talk about searching for a needle in a haystack.
Now then,
First, I should review where we stand. Like as not, the translated copy of From the Far Reaches of Hell was produced by a bookmaker in this town. But where to begin my search? Logically speaking, it would make the most sense to begin at the source. Which means head straight for Neverland? The bindery, of course. Where else? That would have been my second guess.
very well.
Let the investigation begin. So I have to ask, I'm completely serious with this question. With all the people following the party, have the tails actually run into each other? Like, do they hang out? Do they camp together? Is it like a security thing that they travel in groups? Or how does that work exactly? Because we're always being followed, it seems. Ophelia was always being trailed by that one dude, the merchant. Tressa with Leon. Cyrus with this guy. Primrose. Was she actually being followed by Simeon? I don't remember. But damn, you think someone would have known something by now.
Take care.
Scholar. You know, I feel it now too, the unmistakable sense of being watched. For my part, the feeling was faint at first and came and went, but it grew stronger with every step we take. Undoubtedly, your instincts are sharper than mine. How did you acquire them, I wonder? I cannot say. It is something I learned on the battlefield. By what means, I do not rightly know. Oh, I was hoping there was some easy trick to it. It is easy enough, if you are willing to fight as many battles as I have. I think easy here means something different to you and me. Fair enough. Even a scholar such as yourself cannot know everything there is to know in this world. And since I kind of ruined the immersion thing, one other thing to talk about is, after I do this chat video, I'm going to actually start hitting these extra dungeons. In case you're wondering, once you get out of Chapter 3, the bosses get like 4 times, well, it's more like 3 times as much HP, so the fights take quite a bit longer. As a result, I don't know if some of these videos are actually going to be the daily upload, or if I'm just going to stick to the chapters. It's just, once I hit Chapter 4, I really have no excuse to not go grab the 4 remaining jobs. I probably could have done it after I did all the Chapter 2s, it's just I'm lazy. Stick around the channel long enough, you'll learn that.
Indeed.
Bookbinding requires the finest materials. Let's see now. Testimony: I sold a book of my making to Dominic, a translator. His home lies on the east side of town. Now I know the book's whereabouts. Most intriguing. Oh, now let's see my this Dominic fellow visit. I should be able to find him in the workshop just east of here. Actually, real quick, the bar is over here. So I don't actually remember who the talking order was. Next up is Therion. Stupid NPC getting in my way. Change party. Up. And that was Olbert who spoke. So I want to say the recommended level for those places, in case you're wondering, is level 50, maybe 45. So Cyrus is just the one lagging behind. I don't know if any of the jobs give like an EXP up passive. I imagine one of them does. I may need that to make him relevant. Or wait, it's right here.
Excuse me.
Beg pardon, is this the residence of...
My apologies.
I don't know who you are, but I'm not in the mood for company.
A moment of your time.
If you could just spare a moment, kind sir, there's something I'd like to ask you.
Be gone with you.
I said I wish to see no one. Leave me at once. He seems like a stubborn one. I'll have to find another way. Pray forgive the intrusion. A good day to you, sir. Now set the house on fire. That'll get his attention very, very fast. It might behoove me to find out a bit more about our friend Dominic. Remember, when all else fails, use fire.
I see.
He refuseth to talk to thee. Quite, I need a different approach. You are looking most solemn. Is anything troubling you? I was thinking, wherefore would someone so mighty turn his back on others? The suffering in his voice was that of a man who hath been made to forsake everything. You are suggesting there is a reason for his behavior. Perhaps, I know not. But when I think about the life that he hath led, quite. Something tragic may have befallen him. I need to find out more. Perhaps I can even find a way to help him. A good plan. Let us act upon it. Okay, so we need to go grab Tressa then.
Well.
So you were refused. Indeed. It would appear we have no one to rely upon but ourselves. This Dominic fellow, stubborn coot, wouldn't you say? A type regrettably common in the world of philosophy and science. So, you're going to find out more about him? Certainly. If I can do that, I might find a means by which to make him listen to me. I shall start by talking to his colleagues and other associates. Good luck. Those bookish types are better than are battier than the Carrion Caves. Myself included? Okay. So, Tressa, after Tressa is Prim. So, grab Prim, we will... Can you actually remove Cyrus? So I wonder what would happen if you actually... Like, would that pause the chapter, I wonder? In case you're wondering, the speaking order is Tressa, Alphen, Prim, Ophelia. I do my best not to idle gossip. Let's see now. That Dominic wouldn't shut himself off from the world after his only daughter succumbed to sickness 15 years ago. Dominic's seclusion. Dominic had a translation commission he thought would earn him a fortune. Still rues the day he said yes to it, poor lad. So yeah, I could afford to... Oh! Shit. I was about to say I could afford to buy something if it came up, but... I don't care to buy that. Sold some medicine to Dominic about 15 years ago, I think. Wasn't a spot of a bother, as I recall, financially speaking, so I gave him a discount. Dominic's troubles. So this guy was 16 years old when he first started peddling his drugs. Man, this is a bad neighborhood. And that should do it, I dare say. Dominic will be more talkative this time. Hold on. There's an item somewhere around here?
The hells?
I don't have anyone. Oh well, we'll worry about that later. So we get to end the video with some more senseless violence.
Excuse me.
Come out before I burn your house down. I have a combustible lemon and everything. Beg pardon, Master Dominic. I am Cyrus, the scholar who called upon you earlier. You again. I already told you I do not want to see you. So are we actually being timed here?
But of course!
If my reasoning is correct, this is undoubtedly why Dominic has cut off all contact with the outside world. I do not mean to open old wounds, friend. But I have heard that you lost your dear daughter to illness some 15 years ago.
Thusly.
Since then, you have secluded yourself and cut off all contact with the outside world. In order to procure the elixirs that might save your daughter, you needed coin, quickly and in large quantities. And so you accepted an unusual task.
Yes.
To wit, producing a translation of From the Far Reaches of Hell. Who told you this?
Now then!
The book that you translated is now in my possession. Clearly, you are a scholar of great knowledge and wisdom. You took care to omit the most horrific passages, doubtless because you recognized the danger they posed. As an academic, I will not stand idly by as knowledge is used for the purpose of evil. And so I ask you, who commissioned this translation from you? Come inside.
Many thanks.
Listen.
Where should I even begin?
In truth,
15 years ago, a man came to me with a request he said was of dire import. Strangely, I can never recall his name. He was a scholar, and from his words, one could tell his mind was as sharp as a blade. But what I remember more than anything were his eyes, which burned blood red with a zeal for knowledge that bordered on obsession.
What in the...
Red eyes. Could it be? No, perish the thought.
after that,
They say in recent years he accepted a prestigious position at the Royal Academy in Atlaston.
It couldn't be.
Good gods. Headmaster Yvonne?
yes.
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 It's all coming back to me now. Yvonne was his name.
In truth,
He came to me, a mighty and venerable tome in hand. That tome was from the far reaches of hell. I did not have to think twice,
Is that so?
knowing full well the danger posed by the forbidden knowledge within.
yes.
I was not blind to the risk. And yet, what choice did I have? The medicines my daughter had required cost a veritable fortune, and I am but a humble scholar. So you followed Yvonne's instructions to the letter.
Yes.
I translated that dreadful tome. All the while fearing for my life what horrors might come to pass if the knowledge fell into the wrong hands. In the end, even the rarest of elixirs could not save my poor girl. Looking back, I believe this was divine punishment for my sins. Headmaster Yvonne, whatever was the man thinking? You say the book is in your possession. I beg of you, promise me.
Leave it to me.
I will see that it is never again used to bring pain and suffering. You have my word. The pain and guilt you bear is surely beyond my understanding, but I hope this will bring you even a small measure of solace. Rest your heart easy, friend, as best you can.
You have my thanks.
Cyrus, was it?
Come now.
Well, are you going to keep hiding in the shadows, or shall we end this charade? So you were wise to my presence.
Just so.
I knew I was being followed, yes. Fancy meeting you outside the academy. You are the headmaster's assistant, Miss...
Call me Lucia.
Greetings.
A pleasure. And why have you followed me here, Miss Lucia?
I apologize.
Forgive me, Professor Albright. I meant no offense. I overheard that you were investigating the whereabouts of a certain tome. A tome by the name of From the Far Reaches of Hell. Is this correct? And what if it is?
In truth,
What I'm about to say, I ask that you keep in the utmost confidence. I have reason to believe Headmaster Yvonne is plotting something unsavory involving the selfsame tome.
Why, I'll be...
So the thief who stole the book from the archives was...
yes,
the headmaster himself. Of this, I am all but certain. The headmaster's assistant I may be, but first and foremost I am a scholar in my own right. I will not stand to see my professor's good name sullied by one who would not use knowledge in the name of evil. Sullied by one who would use knowledge in the name of evil. This is why.
Indeed.
You came here seeking my aid.
correct.
Yes, my intuition as an academic tells me you are a man to be trusted. As you may be aware, Headmaster Yvonne hails from Stoneguard himself.
Yes.
I was planning to investigate that very matter after I was done here. The house in which he was born still stands. Yet there are ominous rumors about the place. I have ascertained its location, but I am hesitant to investigate further on my own. And so I ask Professor Albright, pray lend me your aid.
I see.
Before I promise anything, I would see the house with my own eyes.
Correct.
I understand completely. You will find it on the north side of town.
Shall we begin?
Very well. Let us pay it a visit straight away. As for whether or not I can cooperate, I will give you my answer there. Is this acceptable?
Thank you.
Of course. Thank you, Professor. I will go on ahead and meet you there.
Pardon me.
Can I ask you a question, Professor? By all means. What kind of things do you teach back at the palace? Interested in a spot of learning, are we? Then pull up a log, and I will give you a lesson. Huh? History, let's begin there. Specifically with the founding of the mighty kingdom of Hornburg. Wait, I never said... And there followed, and also in short... He's been talking for an hour now. I'm not sure whether to be annoyed or impressed. But the king, Edbart, if you recall, had his own words, you see. Professor, can I say something? What is it, Tressa? We really need to get back on the road. So that makes 4 party members. Tressa's gonna be the lowest level one here, I think, when it's all said and done. I guess that's okay, because I can turn her into just BP battery and have everyone else offensively spec'd. So real quick, I need to make sure that no one... Actually, yeah, they did. So Ophelia reverted back to Cleric after having to take the Dancer job from her. She looks ridiculous there. Then again, she looks kind of weird there, too. We'll give her the Soul Knife. Nope, we'll keep her with the Sapphire Rod. This is where Headmaster Yvonne was born and raised. According to the neighbors, it has lain abandoned for some 20 years now.
Is that so?
Ominous indeed. Well, shall we let ourselves in? What the? The old knife to the kidneys trick. They never see it coming.
Oh!
Where? What is
Where?
this?
What is this place?
Hey, he's talking.
Ah, Professor Albright. I apologize for this little ruse.
I'd recognize that voice anywhere. So, we meet again, Headmaster Yvonne.
When I heard you were looking into from the far reaches of hell, I knew your search would lead you here. And sure enough, you didn't disappoint me. Your mind is every bit as sharp as I thought it was.
You sent Lucia to keep an eye on me.
What a shame, my dear boy. A thirst for knowledge like yours would be such a terrible thing to waste. So, what do you say? Apprentice yourself to me, and I will overlook your little trespasses.
How kind of you. I refuse. I am, shall we say, philosophically opposed to your stance on knowledge. I believe that knowledge should be shared, not hoarded for one's personal gain.
I thought you'd say as much. Most unfortunate, Cyrus. Most unfortunate. As you know, this is my house, and I don't get many callers these days. A smart man like you knows what this means, yes? When you starve to death here, no one will be the wiser.
If you think I'll give up without a fight, you don't know me nearly well enough. So here's where he shows off the lockpicking skills he picked up in Juvie.
Here.
Climbing my way out doesn't seem to be an option.
Now then,
How to get myself out of this predicament? Seriously? We'll wait and see.
Professor?
Professor Albright? That voice, could it be?
Are you okay?
Hold on, Professor. I'll lower a rope. There you go. Climb on up. Damn, we didn't get enough time to whittle this bone into a shiv. He's slipping in his old age. Professor, I'm so glad you're safe. Therese. Did you come all the way from Atlaston? But why?
Actually,
I knew you were in danger. And so I came to warn you. That's quite enough, young lady.
Therese!
I knew Cyrus would come, but you have pluck for a girl your age.
You think you can get away with this?
Let her go at once. It is clear hostage negotiation never factored into your scholarly pursuits. Mark my words, Cyrus. Stop meddling in my research or the girl's life is forfeit. Wait.
Son of a...
I won't let him get away with this. I don't care who you are. Kidnapping and holding someone hostage ain't right. Elfin, my friend, I'll find you overly hot-headed and temperamental. But on this issue, I stand in complete agreement. Why, no man who pretends to integrity and virtuousness can let such wronggoing go unpunished. Ah, shucks, Professor. Never seen you get so hot under the collar before. I assure I am quite calm, and my sub-collar temperature remains tepid. Alright, if you say so. Either way, let's get going. Indeed, Elfin, we must make haste. Let's check these rooms in the distance. I'm assuming by the lantern there are fights to be had here. Fighter characters would be pretty valuable right here. The magic users seem to be mostly weak to weapons, go figure. Nothing in there. Go out the door, Elfin. So I was thinking in that fight I should swap him over to Merchant. If you're wondering why exactly, it's going to give him better weapon variety. Like this. And do I have anything else I want to give him? That works. Oh, that's right. Didn't I have... So I lose a little bit of elemental defense, but it's worth it. So anyway, by switching over to a merchant, I have a better set of coverage skills. I guess I could also pick up some other stuff. I'll take down my BP, but that's probably it. Oh no, I need higher help too, that's right. Reason for this is, like I said, a lot of the guys here are really weak to weapon types. So, being able to call in a mercenary would be pretty helpful. So overall, this was not worth the trip upstairs. So, hopefully this is the last time I need to duck into the menu after a fight. Friends, the surprise attack. Actually, yeah, that's a good setup. I'm not looking to kill a boss, I'm looking to run a dungeon, so... Need a little bit of endurance here. That's the way forward, it looks like. I wonder if they have a copy of Dick Cheney's Guide to Waterboarding here. Maybe even an autographed one. Brightstone. Why would we need that here? I mean, this is a full team of magic users. Who cares if they get blinded? The thing you have to worry about is silence. I have a feeling going down there might actually move me forward. Yeah, I figured there'd be a chest in line and wait here. I really wish I had Hana here right now. She would go to town with all these enemies that are weak to bows. Fights to be short, sweet, and to the point. So, where am I? They didn't hide anything in that little cubby hole, I guess. Kind of odd they let you go in the cubby hole at all if there's literally nothing there. Still looking for the purple chest, by the way. Not sure which is the way forward. Well, we found the purple chest finally. Sadly, it's pretty far in here. That's not going to be fun to get later. Stuff here isn't easy to break, but once it does, it just melts under the sheer AoE I deal out. I may need that here, actually. I cannot say that's bad. Yeah, we'll save it for that one. One more fight like that and Cyrus levels up. So I think I'm just gonna go forward and let him level up the boss fight. Alphen is level 60 now, holy crap. I think that's actually like true final dungeon level.
Cyrus!
Professor?
You just couldn't leave well enough alone, could you? You disappoint me, Cyrus. I took you for a more logical man.
Headmaster Yvonne, what do you intend to do with her?
The girl went poking around in my secrets. I fear she can't be allowed to live. And so I'll finish off teacher and student in one fell swoop.
You'll not lay a hand on my pupil! I'll see to that!
You seem terribly agitated, Cyrus. It's not good for the humors.
It's one of those blood crystals.
You will taste the power I summoned from the far reaches of hell!
So yeah, this is totally
fail.
Full Metal Alchemist here.
My turn now.
Yeah, we'll do it in essence. I was contemplating doing a heal to push Prim up to higher levels, but it's not going to help Cyrus really.
I'm ready.
Knighthood, bring your shade.
Okay, they're weak to darkness. I'm not going to bother collecting because I'm not spec'd for it. Basically, why bother is my question. Lightning Blast. Luckily, I have two sources of light damage here. This could be bad. Okay, they did not go for Ophelia.
Here we go.
So I know some people are going to be mad that I'm not going to study them, but survival takes priority here.
I am ready.
I was thinking about using the staff there to break him.
I'll do my best.
I could still have Alphen do that, it's just I have to burn a point. Actually, no, I could use a light concoction.
Bring about a miracle of healing.
So Prim is sitting pretty right now.
Here we go. How do you like this?
So sadly, I think the research fellows will survive this. I doubt I'm gonna get another second chance with the Alphen here. Nope. Unless they will. That changes things a
I'm
bit. I should have actually buffed Alphen.
Let the thunder roll!
What is the logical course of action?
So real quick, you could collect off of him. Let's hit him with radiance. It's 1,000 damage, respectable.
I'll do my best.
Heal wounds. So now that he's coming off his break and he has no minions left, he is going to change his behavior pattern.
My turn now.
So he's drawing in more power from the Philosopher's Stone.
Oh, sacred light.
I am ready.
I should have just cast the light spell. I was being cheap there and it didn't really pay off. Get him with radiance. I was hoping for a wind weakness there, but
Here
it's
we
not
go.
really a big deal. So yeah, we are going to analyze
What
him.
have we here?
45,000 left.
I'll
63,000
do my
max. Weakness is fire there.
I am ready.
Give
The
this to
peacock
Alphen.
struck.
Well then. Here I
We're actually only going to do this.
An interesting dilemma.
So he's going to be down for the next turn as such he's going to points.
Here we go.
I was thinking about making a concoction here to give me BP, but it's not worth
I am ready.
it. Okay. Peacock strut for Cyrus.
The peacock struck.
My turn now. Prepare yourself. Ha!
3,000 damage.
Oh. Blow them away.
So that puts us at 11,000, I believe.
I am ready.
Watch me now.
So sacred light.
14,000.
Oh,
So 21,000 approximately. That he keeps picking up weaknesses. So Cyrus has enough SP regen. I should fire off the higher tier
Here goes
spells.
nothing.
For Alphen, we know that's an elemental weakness there. It's just, it could be literally anything other than darkness. Dark comes after light, so it's either ice, electric, or wind. So let's see if we can poison him.
How
It'll
do
be
you
funny.
like this?
That's heartbreaking.
I am ready.
Well then. There!
No turn for you.
To seek the light.
So out of curiosity,
Consider it your
that
tuition.
sucked. I do like his
Oh,
line.
not be
Consider that your
defeated.
tuition.
There!
Here we go.
Okay. Did not think that was actually going to fill in the blank, but there you go.
Consider it.
So that would have been 32,000 if I had the double up.
I am ready.
Still, I don't really need money at this stage of the game. Pretty much everything I need pretty much has to be either found or stolen.
I'll do my best. Oh, sacred light.
I guess I could buy the forbidden stuff.
All right.
And to be honest, I wasn't really keeping track of damage there. He could be very close to
I'll not
dying
be
and
defeated.
not tracking.
Oh, sacred light.
Here we go.
Hellbite.
What have we here?
4,800 hit points left.
I am ready.
So 4,400 we'll say.
I'll not be defeated.
We'll say 4,000.
What is the logical course of action?
A tempest of ice shall rage!
3,200.
I am ready.
2,800.
I'll not be defeated.
So he's gonna get one turn off here.
All right.
I do not know if that's boosted crit rate or what exactly. All I know is I'm gonna take a shot poison.
How do you like this?
I am ready.
So I have to give him a turn if I want the poison to actually damage him.
To seek the light.
Now, what next?
We'll just... I'm really tempted to let the poison try and kill him. But I guess that's poetic in and of itself.
Thus ends your lesson.
Hell just froze over. We got a pomegranate to celebrate. Preposterous. I am all-powerful. I am eternal, immortal.
What in the...
Immortal? Lies. They were all lies. Lies. Who lied to you? It cannot end like this. It must not. Professor?
You have my gratitude.
Therese, you saved my life.
Thank goodness.
Professor, I'm so glad you're... What have I done? A teacher endangering the life of his pupil. But I can reflect upon my failings another time. For now I must get you to safety.
Awake, are you?
Yes, Professor.
Therese. I must know what you saw and heard. You'll tell me, yes?
Yes, Professor. One day I heard the headmaster talking to someone in his office. I couldn't make out the other voice, but they were talking about you. They were saying they would see you dead. And so I...
You came all the way here to warn me.
Yes, Professor.
I see. Well, Cyrus, as your teacher, I must scold you for your most reckless and careless actions.
I understand, Professor.
But one thing is also clear. Were it not for your actions, I would have died in that dark pit. And so, as a man, I owe you a debt of gratitude. Thank you, Cyrus, from the bottom of my heart. But you must promise me one thing.
What is it, Professor?
In the future, pray consult someone you can trust before embarking on such a dangerous course of action.
I'm sorry, Professor, but I did learn from the best.
I suppose you did, didn't you?
Professor,
I must continue my journey, but I will send letters. Yes, I'll include assignments to keep your mind sharp.
I look forward to that, Professor.
But I think we've talked enough for the day. You should rest.
Wait, Professor! The headmaster. He said one more thing.
What's this now?
He said that once you were out of the way, there was a place he would go.
Intriguing. And where might that be, pray tell? I appreciate your concern, but I will go there. I must. In a way, we are not so different, the headmaster and I.
Professor,
That unquenchable thirst for knowledge, bordering almost on obsession. And yet, our philosophies regarding the ultimate purpose of knowledge could not be more different. The headmaster used his position and prestige to hoard knowledge for his own foul ends. As an academic, I cannot forgive this. Knowledge is for one and all. We inherit the knowledge of our ancestors and pass it on to those who follow us. Only then is its true value realized. Headmaster Yvonne believed true knowledge should begin and end with him. He was wrong. Always remember this, Cyrus. Knowledge is a bounty to be shared by all.
a bounty?
The more of us that possess true knowledge, the richer we all become. Those who seek knowledge must never forget this. That is what I believe. And those who would use their knowledge for nefarious ends must be stopped.
So, it would be wrong of me to keep this to myself. The headmaster said he was headed to the town of Duskbarrow.
I see. Thank you, Cyrus. Do not worry. Your teacher will not make the same mistake twice. When I act, I will exercise due caution.
I can believe you this time?
Please do, my dear girl.
If you say so, then I shall see you when you return.
You have my word. I will arrange for someone to look after you until your strength returns.
Therese seems like a good girl. She's got spirit and pluck and would follow you to the end of the world and back, it seems. I remember times when I've been as filled with passion as shame. But then I don't have to tell you what's right. What's what, right, Professor? I'm afraid I'm not sure to what you were alluding. I'm just saying, she's come all this way for your sake. Indeed, she is a most dedicated and conscientious student. That she would make such a journey out of worry for her professor's health is a credit to her. I think you're missing the point. Nothing thrills a scholar's heart quite like a student so utterly dedicated to her studies. Is something the matter, Primrose? No, I think I just had the wrong end of the stick. Winged oaf. Yeah, Ophelia, I guess after this scene.
Duskbarrow. Whatever did the headmaster seek there? Judging from his transformation to that dreadful beast, the power he obtained was an unholy one indeed. Is it possible that the tome holds not only the secrets to death, but new forms of life? And yet, I find it hard to believe that transforming himself into a demon was the headmaster's ultimate goal. After all, did he not say he was betrayed? And the original copy of the tome is still nowhere to be found. So many questions remain, but now I know where I can find the answers. On to Duskbarrow, and whatever dark secrets await me there.
And so Cyrus left Stoneguard behind, having witnessed with his own eyes the nightmarish powers contained within the pages of that baleful tome. But what do Ivan and his cohorts truly seek? Whether he was ready to face them or not, Cyrus would find his answers in Duskbarrow. Professor, that monster. You speak of Headmaster Ivan. Yes, he seemed just like a normal person, and then... Some monsters are created in laboratories, so it is certainly possible to transform a man into one. There will always be people prepared to use knowledge for vile ends. I never thought knowledge to be so frightening. Yes, but remember that while it can serve evil, it is also the weapon we need to defeat that same evil. You mean, it all depends on who uses it? Precisely. That is why you see the pursuit of knowledge demands virtue and integrity. Knowledge nobly won can be shared for the benefit of all men. I warned that if it had been you who'd found that knowledge, you would have known how to use it for good. Such glowing praise. You flatter me, dear lady. So, yeah, I need to go get that purple chest. That'll be the end of the video, but for now, I am out of here. I'm the hero of light. Thanks for watching. 1 second. Aw, man. And goodbye. Sturdy quartz rod. So that might actually be... What? This is chapter 3, man. What the hell? By the way, Olberg is making very, very short work grind here. Your call.